Hey guys, it's Churches, Graveyards and Graves, and today I want to take you back to the year of our Lord 1855, where we're going to meet a character called Dr. Palmer. Dr. Palmer is one of Rugeley's most notorious killers. So in 1855, Robert Palmer, who was a doctor, was convicted of poisoning a friend called John Cook right here in Rugeley with a drug called strychnine. So he would have known about that, being a doctor. And John Cook was a sickly young man, but he'd inherited a fortune at that time of about £12,000, and they'd become friends. But Dr. Palmer had a problem. Yes, friends, he was addicted to gambling, horses mostly. So he needed that money. And so on that fateful day in 1855, Dr. Palmer poisoned his friend John Cook. Not only that, that wasn't the last of it. He was also known to have taken out life insurance on his wife and his mother-in-law and his brother. And funnily enough, they all seemed to die. Although he wasn't exactly convicted of it, they all died in very mysterious circumstances. Yes, it was a pretty dire time. Not only that, he had 4 children. All died between up to the age of 1 of very bad convulsions. So even though we never exactly knew what happened to all those people, we do know that it was likely that the poisoner had struck again. And using the life insurance from his brother-in-law and his mother and his wife, he spent it on gambling. And in 1856 he was tried for the murder of John Cook, and he was hung by public execution. And Charles Dickens once said that he was the greatest villain to ever stand at the Old Bailey. And you're thinking, we're here, and here we are right at his very grave. So I'm going to turn it around so you can see the grave of the dreaded Rugeley poisoner, Dr. William Palmer. So here's his grave. It's right here in the churchyard, right at the back where murderers should be. So here is the churchyard, here's the church here at Rugeley. You've got the modern building, and right there in the distance you can just see where the old St. Augustine's was, and this is the new St. Augustine's. And here we have the grave of William Palmer. Now sadly, what has happened is you can't really see it as well as you would like, but you can certainly make out some names because it's not just him. So you can certainly see here the name of Palmer. This is George Palmer of 1870, and the wife of George Palmer, this is Eliza Catherine, I think, Palmer, George Palmer, William Palmer. So this was the Palmer family sort of tomb, grave. It's difficult to make out the wording on this top bit, but it certainly is the, you know, you can certainly see the words here of the Palmer family. So it is definitely the Palmer family grave, and it's buried right here at the back of this churchyard, where you can see obviously there's another grave here, and there's not many other graves here, but it's probably one of the most infamous characters in Rugeley history, and it certainly made so Charles Dickens and characters like that could actually write books about such people. So I hope that's been of interest for you. The Rugeley poisoner, they still say, you know, that sometimes his ghost walks around this graveyard, because obviously it was a public execution by hanging, and you know, in being a serial killer, they never quite knew how many people he'd actually killed. but we know it was a few. See you soon.